Maurya is a presently head Department of Biochemistry and Dean School of Lifelong Learning, Central University of Haryana, Mahendergarh. So, Professor Pawan Gupta is one eminent scientist, researchers, published many papers in international journals. Recently, also a very good paper. This week itself it came. So today we are going to start our session with Sir. And Sir, on behalf of the HRDC Mizoram University, I welcome you in this sixth FIP program. And we are very grateful. Even you have a very busy schedule. You are engaged so many administrative work, dean, head, and many other activities you are involved in the university. Even then, you are ready to share your experience, your knowledge with our participant. So thank you so much. Without taking much time, I am handing over the session directly to you so that we can finish our things within time. Sir.
Thank you so much. Very good morning to one and all. Respected Professor Bhartendu Singh sir, and Professor Manoj sir for inviting me for this FIP program, and myself working in the Department of Biochemistry. And today I am going to talk in a very important topic which is relevant to higher education institutions and even for the school institutions as well. But we will talk about higher education institutions. So just I'm sharing my slides. So hope my slides are visible.
Yeah, visible, sir. If possible, make it. Yeah. So now presentation mode, sir.
So just I want to check whether the slides are moving or not.
Moving, sir. Slide is moving.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So, sir, today I'm going to talk about role of skill development programs in higher education. Nowadays, everybody is talking about vocational education, and since vocational education is very, very important, whether these are the higher education institutions or they are the school education. So I'm telling that in India, we are half of the population under the age of 29 years. And we are amazing country. We are amazing growing country with young population when the whole world is aging. It means the average population means the average age in India is around 29 or 28. While if you look at other European countries, the average age in Japan is 47, China 40 years, Europe 46 years, US 40 years. But in India, the average age is 28 years. It means we are the country with maximum number of young population, and we have the potential peoples who are youthful, productive, dynamic, and ready to work and transform the world. The kind of role that China plays in the last generation could be ours in the next. So in India, we have the peoples, but we don't have facilities to equip these peoples with skill programs. That's why the skill training becomes very, very important. And if you can see, if we get right skill to our Indian population, then we can educate and we can transform the world, not just in economy, but also we can become the workforce engine. So that's why the skill development programs become very, very important. And just I want to let the audience know that even at Central University of Haryana, we are running 3 vocational programs. One is retail in logistics management, biomedical science, and industrial waste management. And all the three programs are running successfully. And since I am also dean of that particular school, so just I want to tell you that we are giving 100% placement to the students who are educating from these vocational programs. So now you can see that this skill initiative or skill development program was initiated by Dr. Narendra Modi, our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi on 15 July 2015. And the aim is to train over 40 crore people in different skills. And it includes various initiatives of the government like National Skill Development Mission, National Policy for Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, the skill loan schemes. So there are various schemes that are launched by the government of India. And this is the initiative of the Ministry of Education as well to start these programs. Even I received today another email from the Ministry of Education that they have again launched this Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana this year as well to train 260 students from the rural areas or the peoples who are not that much educated. And the government of India used to fund these programs as well. So now the important thing is why skill development. So the skill development is one of the essential ingredient for development, and we need to redefine the relationship. Like we have the education, we used to provide the education to the students, and if we are providing the education to the students, we need to impart skills. And once the skill is imparted, the getting employment becomes very easy. Because if we are going to the industries, then industries always look at the skills. What candidate have a skill in that or not, whether they are fit for that particular organization or not. That's why just getting education is not enough. So we have to develop certain kind of the skills in our students. And so skilled peoples have a lot of demand in our country. So here you can see that for the skill development, we have the hierarchy of the skills as well, acquisition of knowledge, and this acquisition of knowledge will lead to the motivational use of knowledge with the help of apprentice, then purposeful use of that particular knowledge, that become a specialist by doing the work, and the creative use of skill to resolve the problems. There are certain experts who used to solve those problems, and finally creating new knowledge, skills, products, services, leaderships. These are the kind of inventions. So basically, four things becomes very, very important. Before going that, we can see that when we are imparting skill in our students, we have to see the three things. One is the skilling, means how we are going to impart skill in our students. So skilling means imparting the training to develop the ability to use one's knowledge effectively and readily in execution or performance. It is imparting coordination, especially in execution of learned physical tasks. For example, the imparting of the ability to perform a job of an electrician or that of a plumber. It means it is kind of a skill which is given. If there is a plumber or electrician or mason, means they have one skill and they used to perform. Second important thing become reskilling, and reskilling means imparting the skill for an entirely new occupation. Means if the person is aware about electrician and if he want to gain new knowledge, because the world is transforming very fast, so means we have to gain new skills as well, and that process is referred to as reskilling. Usually, reskilling is done for those employees who have the aptitude for such a transition. For example, an accountant can be reskilled to become a web developer. It means they have one skill and they are going to learn another skill. So reskilling leads to versatility. After reskilling, one can perform multiple roles. It means the person who are skilled, they need to be reskilling. That means they need to get more knowledge. So means they become multitask. After reskilling, another term used to came, that is upskilling. And upskilling means teaching the employees advanced skill for their current occupation. It means if there is a teacher, that teacher need to be upskilled. There are different kind of the methodology that are coming in our modern world. How to teach, whether used to PowerPoint presentation, whether used to have artificial intelligence. So there are different kind of these skills that need to be developed in their employees. And there is no need to change the career position or path for upskilled employees. You simply teach them the skills so they become better at what they are currently doing. So these three terms are very, very important. Skilling, having one skill in a person. Reskilling means having more than one skill in that particular person. And upskilling means have advanced skill in a people's. So in order to develop these things in a students, we need to know these things. Then the important thing, why skill development? So as I told you, the changing demographic profile of the country with 54% of its population under 25 years of age. The rising aspirations of our youth who seek better jobs and higher income. It means, as I told you, since India is a country with young peoples, so the growing requirements of industry for an efficient, well-trained workforce have contributed to a focus on skill development. Speed, scale, and skill are the three driving themes of ministry's efforts. And skilling is a lifelong process. Hence, skill upgradation and reskilling are fundamental components of skilling cycle. The ministry also sees a close connection between skilling and entrepreneurship. So just I want to tell you that this skill development is important because our population is growing. At the same time, we need to be well aware that if as a higher education institutions, we are not able to train our students, that this can become disaster as well. Because if the peoples are not skilled, then nobody will give employee to them. Then what will happen? The unemployment will be goes high. And if the unemployment, then what they will do? Because every people need to survive. Then they will, maybe some will become thieves, some will take the gun in their hands, some will go in the maoist's hands. So a lot of problems are also there. That's why the higher education institutions need to look into this aspect, that since the young populations are growing, so we need to train them in the right direction. So here I will also talk about 4E. 4E means, first E is for the expansion, and expansion means expansion is our priority in education. Means we have to educate our peoples, we have to expand the institutions in order to give more education. Second E is the equity. Equity means including the excluded from education, trying to reach out the unreached. It means there are still a lot of population in our country who are uneducated. When India became independent, the literacy rate was 16% only. And nowadays, the literacy rate goes up to 74%, 75%. Because now peoples are coming in the mainstream and we are teaching them. Even the gender difference was much higher when the India became independent. Only 8 to 9% female population were educated. And total population was 16%. It means you can imagine that when India became independent, what was the literacy rate? And if the literacy rate, gender differences was so high, that's why second E becomes very, very important, means the peoples who are unable to get education, we need to bring those peoples in the mainstream so that they become educated. So this is the second E, that is equity. Third E, excellence. Excellence means, obviously, we need quality. We need to set institutions which are giving quality education. In our country, we have IITs, we have NITs, we have IIMs. I think everybody is aware that these countries, these institutions are known for their excellence. Even central universities, they are also known for their excellence. So if you want to impart skill education in the students who are in higher education institutions, we need to impart these skills, and these skills will only be imparted if the institutions are excellence. So the government of India is also focusing, that's why the funding, if you see the IITs, NITs, IIMs, central universities, the government of India is also giving a lot of funds to make the center of excellence. Fourth becomes employability. Fourth E, employability. Like, talk to employers, talk to the CEOs. What would they tell you? They are not satisfied with the quality of the graduates they are getting. So what does it mean? It means we as a higher education institutions are not able to impart such kind of the skills in our students that they can directly get jobs in the, whether these are the private companies, whether the government institutions. So even I'm sharing my own personal experience. I went to Reliance Mart because our students are getting the placements. And I was asking that, what are the requirements of your companies? Then they tell that we need these kind of the skills in your students. If these skills are available in those students, immediately we will take, or we will give the placement to our students. So we used to revise those courses accordingly. Just I am citing one more example. If you will see that there are Infosys, a very big IT company, and in Mysore, Infosys has opened a full-fledged center where the students which they used to employ, they are trained in those institutions. It means before they are putting in their mainstream, they are again trained, they are again taught, like we used to do in our classrooms. So why this becomes so much important? It means we need to look into the gaps between industry and academia. What industry needs, we as academic institutions need to revise our syllabus in such a way that if they are going in that company, they need not to get education again, or that means there is a great deal needs to be done to strengthen our institutions to have more knowledge, more skill to taught to our students. And just I am citing another example. Even nowadays, more than 60 years people, they are also getting admission in the primary school. One day a person will go and ask that, at this age, why you are going to take the education? Because now they said that by taking the education or by reading, we are able to read the street signs. We are able to read the bus numbers, where the bus is going. So it means this is making these people who are illiterate more independent, by getting education. So that's why the skill programs are very, very important. And our government is also very much concerned about these skill programs or vocational education in the higher education institutions. So you can see that the skill development and entrepreneurship in India, we have different programs that are launched. This is the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Then we have NSDC, National Skill Development Corporation. Then we have NSDA, National Skill Development Agency. We have Department of Electronics and Information Technology, Ministry of Communication and Information Technology, Government of India, Ministry of Rural Development, the Ministry of Minority Affairs. So the vision of the Government of India to make India a skill capital of the world. That's why several vocational programs have been launched in order to train our students to have maximum number of skills in them. So you can see that the skill development phases, how we are going to train them. So you can see, if the person have knowledge, this knowledge leads to learning, and this learning leads to the competence, and we used to give training, and this training will impart experience in them. And once the person have experience, they have ability to think and to grow, and then we have advanced training. So this is kind of a cycle that goes on in order to develop skills in a person. So what are the objectives of skill development? How the skill development will start? We need to identify new sectors. And once we will identify new sectors, we need to provide training and skill development according to those sectors. We have to launch these vocational programs in such a way that must be industry oriented. And once we will provide these skills to the students, it will create opportunities, space and scope, and it will lead to develop underdeveloped sectors. So these are the objectives. That means whatever the vocational courses we are running in our institutions, we need to also get the information from industry where our students can be absorbed. Based on that, we need to identify those sectors, and we need to reach out to those sectors or those companies, and we used to ask that what are the skills do you require. Accordingly, we can frame our syllabus and we can move ahead. So sorry, yeah. So as I told you, the urgency of skilling. Nearly 1.25 million new workers aged 15 to 29 are projected to join the workforce every month through 2023. 1.25 million. Can you imagine the workforce which India have? And in US, they are saying that there is even less workforce. And since the whole population, as I told you, that they are aging, so they are not going to grow, or they're not going to have that kind of trained peoples. Like last decade was China, and we believe that this decade will be of India. So roughly 70 million workers entering the workforce between 2018 and 2022 will need to be skilled for a 21st century economy if India is to keep pace with technological change. That's why there is an urgent need of skilling to our workforce. So need for skill India initiatives. So with India being a young country, due to its 75% working age population, development of a skilled and educated workforce will play a significant role in enhancing its overall economy. That means if they will work, they will get paid for that, and that will enhance the economy of our country. According to the International Labour Organization, India is likely to face shortage of 29 million skilled personnel by 2030. This is the data given by ILO, International Labour Organization. Following this, Accenture in 2019 predicted that if India does not take timely actions, such as invest in new technologies or build industry required skills, the skill deficit could cost the country $1.97 trillion in terms of gross domestic product, that is GDP, over the next decade. So can you imagine that the whole world is going to face the shortage of 29 million skilled personnel? It means if we are not able to train our young peoples, then definitely it will be a disaster for our country and even for the world, because if they don't have the workforce, they don't have the peoples to work, then what will happen? India has potential, or India has capacity to train their manpower, and then they can send to the world as well. And as you are aware that NSDC, which courses are aligned with NSDC, like we are running these programs in our university. So they have job roles that, okay, if you are qualified level 5, level 6, level 7, level 8, accordingly there is a specification of the job roles, and that job role is accepted worldwide, not only in India. So if we will train our students in such a way that even the International Labour Organization accept those certificates or those degree or those diploma, then the person from this country directly go to the other country and they can work over there. So in this way, if we will train our persons, we will have the good economy of our country. As I already showed you the data that we are the youngest population in India, so we can become the workforce engine for the world. That's why the need for Skill India initiative is very, very important. And with Skill India mission, the Indian government aims to develop those practical skills which are required by the industry and therefore improve employment rate in the country. And since implementation, the mission has helped boost employment. According to the data from Center for Monitoring Indian Economy, unemployment rate dropped to 6.5% in January 2021 from 9.1% in December 2020, while the employment rate increased to 37.9% in January 2021 from 36.9% in December 2020. These are data just I am sharing with you all, just to know that because of these initiatives that was made by the government of India to train our peoples, we are able to educate, or we are able to reduce the unemployment in our country. And it is clearly visible from 6.5% January to 9.1% in December. It's from, so you can see the how we are managing our workforce. So just I am sharing these key schemes which government of India has launched to train our peoples. So you can see there are numerous schemes under Skill India mission. One is Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, PMKVY. So under this, the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship is implementing the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, Jan Shikshan Abhiyan for skill-based learning, and the National Apprenticeship Promotion Scheme across the country. Means with the help of this scheme, the government of India is making the efforts for skill-based learning as well as National Apprenticeship Promotion Schemes. Under this scheme, in 2016-20, funds worth rupees 7,279 crore have been issued for implementing agencies as February 2021. So can you imagine that this much amount of money the government of India is putting in to train the peoples. The target was to train 1 crore youth under PMKVY. As of January 2021, 1.07 million candidates have been trained. So that's why this scheme is very popular, and it is already circulated by the government of India. This scheme is even functional and it can be implemented. Then we have Jan Shikshan Sansthan, JSS. This is another scheme of government of India to promote vocational training or the skill training. The scheme provides vocational training to the underprivileged population, the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes or minorities, with minimum infrastructure and resources. Through various JSS skill programs, 6.68 lakhs candidates have been trained between financial year 19 and financial year 2021. So this is the data. You can see that this is the specific scheme for underprivileged population, Jan Shikshan Sansthan, and where around 7 lakhs candidates have been trained. Then we have integration and general education. That is Ministry of Education and MSDE, among other administrative ministries, are planning a phased incorporation of vocational education programs into mainstream education. In line with this, over the next 5 years, the National Education Policy 2020 aims to empower 50% general education to VET. That means vocational education training. So it means the mission of government of India is very clear, that with the help of these schemes, they are going to train. And even NEP 2020 clearly indicates that we need to provide vocational education to every stream. Means at least they must have some kind of provision. And even if you are aware that at UG level, as of now, in our university, we have implemented this NEP 2020, where we have given the option of entry as well as exit. Means if the student have completed 1 year, we used to give certificate. 2 years, we used to give diploma, and 3 years, we used to give degree. So we are running these BVOC programs, that is Bachelor in Vocation. So in these programs, we have 100% implemented NEP 2020, where what they are talking about lateral entry or we have exit and we have entry options. So these are already provided. Then we have Pradhan Mantri Yuva Yojana. This is another scheme of government of India, and this scheme aims to create an enabling environment through entrepreneurship education and training and provide easy access to entrepreneur network. It is applicable to 10 states, including Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Bihar, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Kerala, Assam, Meghalaya, and Maharashtra, and 2 union territories, Delhi and Pondicherry. So where this Pradhan Mantri Yuva Yojana have been implemented. Then another scheme was Sankalp, that is skills acquisition and knowledge awareness for livelihood and promotion. It was launched in January 2018. The Sankalp is a World Bank funded program managed under Ministry of Skill Development, and the total cost of the project stands at $675 million. including $500 million assistance from the World Bank that will be implemented in 2 tranches. So this is another scheme. Just I am discussing, or just I am telling these schemes to let our audience know that how many schemes the government of India has launched, especially to train our higher education institution students through these programs. Then there are certain government bodies working for skill development and entrepreneurship. Like, as I told you, NSDC, this is working for the skill development. The National Skill Development Agency, NSDA. Then we have National Skill Development Fund, NSDF, Ministry of Rural Development, National Council for Vocational Training, Assessment and Certification, Director General Employment and Training, National Minority Financial Development Corporation, National Backward Class Financial Development Corporation, Digital India, state level bodies like SUDA, BUDA. So these all are different kind of government bodies which are working for skill development and entrepreneurship. So you can look at the website of different government bodies, and you will know more that how they are working and how they are functioning, how they are funding. So different kind of schemes are available. And this is how we provide skill development solutions. We used to define requirements, and then we need to design the module of the activities. So that means the requirement and the implementation. And you can see how government of India announced in the budget in this year that the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship have been allocated 3,418.07 crore this year, just for the skill development and entrepreneurship, 20% higher than what it was allocated in 2022-23. 20% increase in the fund allocation. And youth empowerment through skilling is one of the priority areas of this year's budget. So we need to know that how our government is promoting this entrepreneurship or the skill development program by putting a lot of money to train our peoples. The finance minister announced that 30 Skill India International Centers will be set up across different states to train youth for international opportunities. That means 30 Skill India International Centers will be set up. So in these centers, opportunities will be given to the students for international opportunities which are available in other countries, and we can train the peoples according to their requirement. Under the National Apprenticeship Promotion Scheme, the government will provide stipend support to 47 lakhs youth in 3 years through direct benefit transfer, which a pan-India National Apprenticeship Promotion Scheme will be rolled out. So these are the highlights of the budget specific for the skill development. So now we can see the government will introduce on-job training across all short-term courses while launching new age courses that will be industry specific as a part of the revamped Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. The finance minister said that youth will be trained in new age skills like artificial intelligence. Now it is very, very popular. Mechatronics and robotics, among others. And she also linked skill development to new national education policy, saying that it will help the Amrit Pidhi realize their dreams. So nowadays, artificial intelligence becomes, as I told you, very, very popular. It is implemented in so many sectors. So we are aligning these things with the NEP 2020 to train our peoples. And these are the most popular skill development courses in India. I think a lot of courses are there. Training workshops sponsored by ISRO, AIMS New Delhi workshop series, graphic design course, photo video editing, digital marketing, public speaking. So these are the certain courses which I told you. Then the government has taken a number of initiatives under the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan to promote the micro, small and medium entrepreneurship sectors in the country. And UGC has launched a scheme on skill development based higher education as a part of college or university education, leading to a Bachelor of Vocation degree with lateral entry and multiple exit options at diploma, advanced diploma level under NSQF. As I told you that the Central University of Haryana received the funding from University Grant Commission in 2016 to start Bachelor in Vocation programs, that is the BVOC programs in 2016. And they have funded 3.5 crore rupees at that time. And later on, this BVOC programs are on the project mode in which we are running, and we have recruited the faculty members and we are paying all the things with the help of grant which we received from University Grant Commission. And since these vocational programs becomes very successful, so we have written or we have requested the University Grant Commission to convert these programs from project mode to full-fledged department. And UGC have accepted, and whatever the central universities or the other universities which are running these BVOC programs under Deen Dayal Upadhyay Kaushal Kendra, they are converted into a full-fledged department in the form of Department of Vocational Education and Skill Development. So, means almost the universities which are earlier running this Deen Dayal Upadhyay Kaushal Kendra, they are converted into full-fledged department, and they have sanctioned the post as well, regular post or position for these departments, and these departments are running very successful. And as far as the Central University of Haryana is concerned, I can show you, and anybody have time they can visit. We are running these 3 programs very successfully with have multiple entry and multiple exit options, and they are under NSQF. So these are the scheme under which funds were allocated. So I think these are the just the numbers which Government of India have fund for the 5 years. So we are not going to win that one. And just I want to tell you, as far as the skill education is concerned, skill councils are there, respective sector skill councils. It means when we have BVOC programs, we have 40% academic component, 60% skill component. That means 40% education will be we used to give in our university, and 60% will be the syllabus that are made by these sector skill councils. That means if we have biomedical science, we have to align our courses with sector skill council. So the 60% exams will be taken by respective sector skill council, while 40% we used to take in our university. And then we used to combine the result, and the final the degree will be given by the university. But remember, since these sector skill councils are very, very important, so the persons from the sector skill council used to come in our university to assess our students. So 60% is skill component and 40% is academic component. So these are the sector skill council. So those who wish to start this vocational courses, they need to understand that we need to align our courses as per the UGC as well as the NSQF level, and then the NSDC is involved in it. So we need to contact the sector skill council, and once the sector skill council used to give permission, then by aligning these 2 academic as well as skill component, we used to start the courses. The sector skill council are set up as an autonomous industry lead bodies by NSDC, and they create occupational standards and qualification bodies to develop competency framework, train the trainer programs, conduct skill gap studies, and assess the certified training on the curriculum aligned to national occupation standard development by them. So there are currently 37 sector skill councils are operational, and there are over 6,000 corporate representatives in the governing council of these SSCs. So like you can see, there are sector skill council, aerospace and aviation sector skill council, agriculture skill council of India. So based on your vocational programs, you can align with respective sector skill council. Then April made up home furnishing sector, then automotive skill development council, beauty and wellness sector skill council, BFSI sector skill council of India, capital goods skill council, Construction Skill Development Council of India, Domestic Worker Sector Skill Council. So these are the sector skill councils which are made available by the government of India. So these are all the sector skill councils. So role of sector skill councils: identification of skill development needs, including preparation a catalog, a type of skills, range and depth of skill to facilitate individual to choose from them. And the sector skill councils are also responsible to conduct the examination for these vocational programs. So they have also made the QPs. Then they have defined the job roles. So based on that, the student get jobs in other sectors. So besides these sector skill councils, important we used to impart the skill in our students, but at the same time we need to be aware that what is life skills. So life skills are very, very important. They are the group of competencies required to deal effectively with the demands and challenges of daily life. So besides getting those skills, we need to have life skills as well. It will help in choosing compassionate and productive citizens. And life skill can be conceptualized as a set of psychological, social, and cognitive competencies that can be developed through training. It converts knowledge, attitude, and values into a positive behavior to deal efficiently with the demands and challenges of daily life. And modern education demands a skill-based curriculum for every grade of students. And University Grant Commission has taken initiative to develop a life skill-based curriculum for graduates to guide them to unlock their true potential and make them socially responsive or values citizens. Life skill suggested by UGC for graduates are communication skills. They're very, very important. Professional skills. They refers to ability to helpful in workplace. Leadership skills. Required engaging with peoples and convincing them to accept vision or goals, and management skills are required to manage peoples and resources. Then universal human values are practice of love, truth, non-violence, rigorous conduct, reunification, compassion, and service are common accepted universal human values. So these are different kind of life skill which are suggested by University Grant Commission. And then embedding the life skill program in the university curriculum play a key role in shaping students' personal, social, professional, and interpersonal skills such as teamwork, communication, leadership, time management, decision making, and problem solving. So it is suggested education is needed and it is useful for overall development of the students. So skill-based education allows individuals to make informed decisions, access better employment opportunities, increase their purchasing power for food, clothing, access for better health care, and develop values of respect for the earth resource and living behind. So in conclusion, importance of skill development in India is to increase in proficiency, grow skill sets, achieve tasks in less time with more results, increase in performance level, and there is an extreme need to equip graduate students with quality education so that they can contribute to maintaining social, economic, and environmental sustainability and work for the betterment of the earth in the future. So thank you so much for patience hearing. And I believe that the peoples who are aware about these vocational programs or skill training programs, I request to start these vocational courses in your university, start to train our young mind peoples and give skills that can be helpful or they can become Atmanirbhar, what the Honorable Prime Minister used to say in different kind of meetings. Thank you so much.
So thank you so much, sir, for giving very eye-opening, informative lectures, which is totally new. As of now, we conducted the lecture and in the line of the government of India, what our Honorable Prime Minister vision and what he think to sort out the unemployment problem of the country. So thank you so much, sir. On behalf of the HRDC, I render my sincere thanks to you. And as you have already pre-scheduled some meetings, so I will not take much your time. Already you, as you mentioned, you are getting late. So thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.